today are some of our favorite treats that we do during Halloween. So one of our traditions has always been to, especially when my kids were younger, I used to do a lot of themed birthday parties, a lot of themed get-togethers, and it was just something that really, it was fun, when I had that drive in me to be that kind of mom. And these days, the kind of mom I am is just like, we're just going to get through the week, right? But these are really fun and they're very easy. And I'll show you the ebook that you can download to get the recipes. So Sarah is going to help me today, just to kind of facilitate things. Oh, good. That's my oven saying that we're ready. All right. So for those of you that are new to our space, I'm Romelia. Thank you for joining. And there really isn't anything for me to share as far as a presentation or anything, because this is really hands-on. But I do have recipes, like I said, that I will share with you below the video so that you can download it. So the first thing that I make are pizzas. And these are actually really, really easy. You can go about this a few different ways. I like to make my own pizza dough. It's actually quite easy. It's a package of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, a cup of tepid warm water just to proof your yeast. Let that bubble until like about 5 minutes. And then you add anywhere from 2 to 3 cups of flour to get your dough to where it's malleable and it's not sticking to your hands, and just let it rise. This has been rising all morning, so it's good to go. The pizzas that we're going to do are little spider pizzas. They're very, very cute. They're easy to make. And, when you have a group of kids and everybody has their own pizza and everybody's doing their own thing, you get some really kind of creative things happening. So I seem to have lost my extra pair of hands, so you're going to see me coming back and forth. She's around. She's a little camera shy, but she's going to kind of help us definitely with the ghost. So I'm just taking my dough and just kind of like, you don't need a whole bunch, and it really depends on the size of the pizza that you want. You can roll it out. I just like to work the dough with my hands. It just makes it so much easier. And you can actually shape this dough in any way you want. If you want to shape it into a funny shape, if you want to roll it out and use cookie cutters, you can do that too. It's just whatever your creativity leads you into. So I'm going to keep it very, very simple and just make a little round pizza dough. And I just stretched it with my fingers, guys. Like I said, you can roll this out, and I'm placing it on hey, Sarah, now's your time to make your debut. I'm in an oil. I have a cookie sheet here, and I'm just going to place a really thin layer of olive oil on it, just so the dough doesn't stick to it. And I just pour a little on. I take a paper towel and I just like wipe it onto the sheet just so that there's a thin layer there so that the dough doesn't stick to the pan. Now, if you have a non-stick pan, that's perfect. Or if you have some Silpat, you can do it on there. We had an experience with foil a couple of weekends ago. I don't suggest it. It really inhibited the way that the dough rose and cooked. It was very uneven. So just doing that again. And then when you guys, when you get enough of your little doughs that you're satisfied with it, see, it's just this. It's really easy and it's really yummy. We're big pizza fans, and we rarely go out and have pizza because we make it at home. It's just so much easier, and then everybody can control what they want on their toppings, because I have some very finicky eaters, and so this really does meet everybody's needs in my home. If you want to forego making your own pizza dough, you can purchase pre-made pizza, or you can use pitas, small pitas. You can have a pita pizza. You can have a flatbread pizza. You can, let's see, what have we used before? We've used bagels before. We've used like, now it didn't work out that great, but we've tried it. We've used biscuits, you know. It didn't work as well as what I had wanted to, but you know, I wasn't in the mood to make dough. We were in a pinch for time, and I wanted to honor our Friday night pizza nights. So that's what we did. So I'm just finishing this up, and let me show you how to make the sauce. So the oils that I'm going to be using today, I should have had 5 here, but because I'm not in my personal space, I am missing one. I'm missing basil, but this will still turn out just as good without it. Okay. All right. So for the sauce, I'm going to take a can of tomato paste. I want to start melting the chocolate, do you think? Do you think that'll work? I'm going to take a can of tomato paste. Really easy here, guys. And you can even make it easier. And then a can of tomato sauce. You can even make this even easier if you buy pre-jarred pizza sauce. We use, because we're making pizza for all of us at home whenever we do make pizza. And we usually do it on Fridays, like I had mentioned. Fridays are our Science Olympiad days, so we're already in a pinch for time. I just use a really good spaghetti sauce with basil, you know, something that says basil or garlic, or which is the other one that we like? We like that Rouse. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's a really good sauce. So we use that. But for this one, you can make your own sauce. And all I'm doing is I put both of those cans into a bowl. I'm mixing them up. And then I am going to add to it, to season this sauce, I'm going to add a drop of oregano oil. Now you can use, if you are lucky enough to have that Italian blend from, oh gosh, a couple of Christmases back, or it's a cuisine blend that we had, or maybe it was just last Christmas. They have a beautiful Italian blend of oil in that, and it's so delicious, and it's already mixed and ready for you to go. I'm going to use a drop of oregano. If you are not this is a very strong oil, so if you're not a fan of oregano, you can do a toothpick method. But I find that 1 drop is enough of oregano. And then you're going to add a teaspoon of dried parsley. And this is just seasoning it up. Now, if I had my basil oil here, I would have added a drop of basil to it. But because I don't have my basil oil here, I'm going to use a teaspoon of some dried basil. You open this. I'm going to have Sarah open that. You're going to get a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, this recipe is in the ebook that I have for you guys. And then just a splash of, it says a teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, but you just really need just a splash of it in the bowl. And then the basil, and just mix that all up. And that should be seasoned enough. It smells so good, you guys. I love Italian food is one of my favorites. It's my second favorite next to Mexican food. All right, so all we need is just our teaspoon of basil in here. So the good conversion rate to remember with essential oils and dried herbs, here's a knife right here. Choke that puppy. Is basically 1 teaspoon of dried herb, which is the equivalent of 1 drop of essential oil. You got to keep in mind that essential oils are very potent. They're 50 to 70% more potent than herbs. So you want to just kind of keep that in mind. You can always use that toothpick method that I talked about, that I mentioned. And all you're really doing there is taking a toothpick and you're putting it into the orifice, or you can even remove this whole orifice here and then just pull it out and swirl it into whatever it is that you're doing. I tend to do that with things like oregano, basil, Cilantro, definitely cilantro, because I'm not a fan and I don't use that very often for cooking, but sometimes it calls for it, recipes call for it. So I just use a toothpick method. So now that this is done, we're just going to take a little bit of the sauce and spread it over the pizzas, the little doughs that we have here. All right. For the cheese, mozzarella, just plain mozzarella is great. Or you can create a blend of mozzarella, Romano, Parmesan. We like to use, because remember I have a big family, I like to take a big bag of mozzarella, take a big bag of that Fiesta blend or Mexican blend, depending on what brand you use. And I just mix those two and add some Parmesan on that, and it is just delicious. And you get a whole lot of flavor, different flavors from the cheese. And then, like I mentioned before, having everybody do their own, they can pick and choose what they want on their pizzas. Some of our favorite toppings, jalapenos for me, the jarred jalapenos, love that. And Sarah likes black olives. We like mushrooms. I have some of my members that like sausage, Italian sausage, pepperoni, which I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this pepperoni here. All right, so then I'm just putting a little bit of mozzarella cheese on them. I'm afraid to move that camera because I have it taped to the back of my laptop because the camera on my laptop just sucks. But anyway, so here I have this. Let me see if I can just show you. See, I just made the little rounders of dough. I added some of the sauce and put some mozzarella on top. So for the spiders, we're going to use black olives, just these whole pitted black olives. You're going to take one and slice it in half, just like that. Slice it in half long ways, and that becomes the spider body. All right, I'm going to make two with them. And then take another one. You can slice it in half again, long ways, like this, long ways like that, and then cut little strips long ways to make your little legs like this. So one little olive will give you, you'll need 2 olives for each little spider. And they just come out so cute on there, you guys. Make sure you give them 8 little legs because, of course, you know, it's a spider. It needs 8 little legs. So something about oregano oil, we use it primarily internally. If I'm not using it for cooking, I am using it for immune health. Really great for immune health. My nose is dripping. There's something in here that is just, you know, I'm out of my element here. And we lost Angela there for a little bit, but I see she found her way back in. And then just make your little legs with your olives. It's very cute. Now, you want to help with how about I slice you some olives and then you can make that one into a spider too. And then I'll work on putting together, we're going to make a little pumpkin out of here you go, Sarah. If you can make a spider out of that. We're going to make a pumpkin out of these really large pepperonis. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my skillful knife, and I'm going to cut out triangles for the eyes. This takes a little time, so I'm only going to, well, no, I can do 2. What else do we have but time, right? And then, you know, this, I don't recommend your little people doing it. I've seen people do this with the little punchers. Have you ever seen the little paper cutters, the little paper punchers? They have things that can do this as far as the shapes are concerned. But if you have patience and a sharp knife, You can make a little pumpkin. Isn't he cute? And that's just going to go over one of the pizzas. And oh, see, your spider looks way better than mine. Can you fix this guy? And then I'm going to make another little pumpkin for the other one. So I'm only making 4 little small ones here just to give you an idea of what they are. So before you get, before you start throwing your dough and assembling your pizzas, make sure you preheat your oven to 480. Now that's depending on your oven. We have found that 480 seems to work for us. I think it'll work for this one too. If I recall correctly, we've made pizza here before, and I do believe that is what we have put the temperature on. So here I'm just cutting out the little, this one's not as pretty as the other one. Oh, don't rip his little tooth. But he's still just as cute, right? So there you go. And if you have young ones, they really do like this. It's a lot of fun for them. Some other things that you can put aside to let them go crazy with creativity. Any topping really. I remember we had this one kid in our co-op that used the different color of cheeses to actually create something on their pizza. They created a ghost on one and then a pumpkin with the yellow cheese. So I mean, it's just really, you're limited by creativity, right? And then this is going to go in the oven for about 10, 15 minutes. You just want to give it a watch. Let me come around this way, Sarah. Watch out. Okay. Whoop. So that's in the oven, right? All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our little fun ghost. Now, I don't take credit for this one at all because I had never done this before until we had a Halloween party with our co-op, and it turned out to be so fun. And the kids absolutely loved it. So let me go grab my bananas. And so what we did with this, we took bananas, peeled them, put them on a stick. You can use popsicle sticks. We found chopsticks here, and put them in the freezer. So this has been in there all morning. And the reason for that is because we're going to put hot white chocolate on it. And we want to make sure that there's a lot of, integrity with the bananas. So I just did 4 of them here. Sarah has been melting white chocolate chips. The recipe calls for 2 cups of white chocolate chips, and that'll cover anywhere between 4 to 6 whole bananas. So we're definitely going to have some leftover stuff. She's melting over a double boiler, and you let me know when that is ready to go, girly. And for this one, we're going to use wild orange. Wild orange is wonderful for flavoring any of your desserts, your drinks. It blends very well with chocolate. I love chocolate and wild orange. Orange has cleansing and purifying properties. So if you're putting it in your drinks, the health benefits you get is that it really helps to provide added support to your body's own. Ooh, that just looks beautiful. All right, so here is, can I get that towel? Let me just, so I can show this. So here is the white chocolate. It's just melted white chocolate. We're adding a drop of 2 drops of wild orange, mixing that in to the melted chocolate. And now for this, just going to take it and you're going to cover your banana. You can stick it in there. Try to make it as pretty as possible. Oh, this smells so good. The fragrance of the orange. I'm sure Sarah can do a much prettier job than me. And all I'm doing, you want to hold that up over here so that I can. All we're doing is just covering it with the white chocolate. And on the cookie sheet, I placed a piece of wax paper. And you can do the same, put these down. And so what I got for this, I'm gonna lay it down. We found some candy eyeballs. And you can just place that on your banana. And I'll hold him up here just a little bit so that you can see him because he comes out so freaking cute. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Oh, the kids love this because one, it's something that they can make and they can lick their fingers with all the chocolate, but it's just so cute. Very simple. This is your ghost banana. And like I said, that orange just smells divine. Divine. So back to orange, cleansing properties. It's supporting your body's own detoxing, right? Oh, thanks, Angela. Yeah, it is very cute and very easy. And I think the hardest part of this is actually melting the white chocolate. And because the bananas are very, they're frozen, it helps to maintain the integrity, but it also cools the chocolate too. So it could be that you have to go back and kind of remelt it. But if you're doing this with kids, just make sure that there's an adult actually melting the chocolate. And as they're dipping their bananas into the white chocolate, that they're being careful because the chocolate can be hot. It's already hardened. So that's okay. We'll add some little eyeballs to him. And then we'll finish these off here in just a bit. Ooh, he looks like he's got a nose. He's got some texture. Do you see him? They're fun. And delicious. Oh my gosh, that's so good. All right. So the last thing, and we'll let's check the pizza. We'll let them cook a bit. The last thing I wanted to show you is called vampire's blood, right? It's not really, well, a vampire bite cocktail. It's not a cocktail like it can be an adult cocktail, but this one is not. And it's actually really easy to do as well. I have just a small mason jar like this, but what would be really fun for you to use, and you'll see the picture of it in the ebook, the recipe book, is a beaker. I think that is just so much fun to use that because it looks like a beaker of blood, and the kids will really love that. So this is really easy too. We're just going to start by putting just a couple of ice cubes in there. Can you grab the lemonade? Just a couple of ice cubes in there. We're going to add, pardon me, we're going to add a drop of lemon oil. It's easier to go ahead and put it on the ice first so that it actually can get incorporated with the drink. And then we're going to add a drop of tangerine. And we're going to fill halfway with lemonade. Should have opened these before. I have the worst luck with opening containers. This is why I'm married, you guys. I need somebody to open my containers. And then just fill it halfway. You want equal parts of lemonade and then equal parts of a black cherry soda. So this is IBC. You can find them anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be this brand. It can be whatever you want. All right. And then just top it off. And what we're really looking for is that color. See how it becomes red? So if you want it darker, add less lemonade to it. And then you can garnish it. What did I do with them? I had some little plastic spiders around here. Do you see what happened to them? I have misplaced the spiders. You can put like, see that? What happened to them? Oh, they're right there. Look, Sarah, over there on the table. Make it fun. You can use like vampire teeth that you can clip on the side. You can use these cute little spiders to put on the side. These are just the spider rings, to garnish it that way. You could also use, gummy candies, because you can find different ones right now, Halloween themed ones. You can put them like on a little swizzle stick and stick it in your drink. Just make it fun for the kids. Go give this to grandma. I know that she wanted one. And that's pretty much it for that. It is really, really easy. I don't do hard. And if you want to make this into an adult cocktail, you can do that as well. I like, because of the citruses that are in here, I like white rum. I like tequila, white tequila. But you can have whichever one that you want. It's really up to you. Or you don't have to go that route of adding any spirits to it. You know, it's just really fun this way. Here you go. So the citrus oils, you probably know already that they're very good for purifying, cleansing. They add a lot of flavor. I love citrus oils in my drinks. If you want to cut back on the sugar of this drink, you can do that as well. Instead of using a lemonade, you can use like a sparkling water, or you can use just the juice of a lemon or a juice of an orange, juice of a lime, whichever one. Squeeze that in there and then use maybe a blackberry sparkling water. It's not going to have the red color, but you can add, you know, some good quality food coloring to it if you really want that appeal. But just so you don't have to use everything with the sugar. All right. All right, so this one's for me. I absolutely, oh gosh, that's so delicious. I absolutely love, love, love citrus oils in drinks. It's just so good and it's so easy to heighten the flavor of your drink. So I'm looking for, let me see if these pizzas are ready. They're almost ready. They have about 5 minutes. So while that finishes cooking, let me share with you. Well, first of all, let me pull it up so I'm not going all over my laptop looking for it. But I want to share with you the Halloween ebook. And then, of course, that's a very sensitive smoke detector. You're gonna have to come and wave, Sarah. It's the oven. So it fills the oven. I'm gonna turn it off so that drink is delicious. Did you like it? I'm so happy. Oh, good, good. All right, now I'm gonna come over here. Let me share my screen with you so I can show you what it looks like. So this is the ebook that I have for you. And there are lots of recipes in there. These dirt pudding cups, those are so fun. They're incredibly sweet, but you're going to use the Madagascar vanilla in there, or if you don't have that, you can use just vanilla. But the peppermint oil in there gives it a nice little depth of flavor. These are pretty fun to make too. These monster teeth, a little bit more healthier, a little less sugar. You have some apple slices, peanut butter, and marshmallows in there. You're using cinnamon in your peanut butter. There's the ghost that we're making. Just so many different recipes that you can try that you can use at your parties, your get-togethers. These are a little bit more involved, these honey ginger lollipops, but they're so good. And I like that you can really control the sugar. You can use honey, you can use table sugar. Make sure that you have a good mold, make sure that you have a candy thermometer for that so that you don't over cook the sugar. And it turns out really lovely, and you're going to use ginger in there. And I just love the taste of ginger in those suckers. And then again, something that's a little less loaded with sugar here. You have some fruit kebabs. They can make little ghosts. It's just, you know, different fun things that you can do, especially for your parties, your get-togethers. You can even make some wraps. You can make some sliders, some hummus too. I love that decorated hummus here with the spider. That's just food coloring in there. For both of them, you can add orange to make it like an orange puree, like a pumpkin puree. And this one is black for a spider web. You're using rosemary and lemon in there. There's some monster sliders, something very easy and always with the guacamole. Love that. Anyway, so just some ideas for you guys that you can use. Well, that's a nice fancy picture of the pizza. I'll have to show you what mine looks like. But yeah, it's really cool. I love that. I hope that I was screen sharing. I got a prompt in here for new share, but anyway, I will provide the link for this book so that you can look it through here and see how involved you want to be in creating your treats. For me, I like to keep it very simple, you guys. I don't like to do too much. I love to be in the oven, in the kitchen experimenting, but I also don't want to spend all my time in there either. So let me get this out for you. Oh, they came out so cute. Love it. Love it. All right, let me show you to see. Woo. All right, I don't know. Here is our pumpkin. Can you see the pumpkin one? Let me see if I can lift it. It's really hot, of course, because it just came out of the oven. But let me see. Let's see if I can hold one up for you somehow. I have no idea how to do that. I don't have those kind of mad skills. Let's see. Maybe. Let's try this. I want you to see what they look like. All right, here is the pumpkin one with the pepperoni. And then our little spider got, once the dough started expanding, the spiders got moved around, but looky there. Really cute, really fun, really delicious, really easy to make. All right, so make sure you look for that link below the video so that you can download your book. And then give them a try. And if you make any of these, I would love to see your creations. Share them with us. I would love to see that. And thanks so much, Angela, for joining me today, tolerating my madness over here. But yeah, I hope that you guys make some of these. They're really fun and easy and delicious. All right. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. You guys have a great rest of the day.